The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
It is officially Tyrod time in Tampa. Justin Fields ruled out with the concussion. Tyrod is in. The latest on the Jets with Jeff Parles. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
We have to look at that. I watched the tape. Apparently, I didn't have the guys ready to play. And it's not okay. You still have to fix those problems that you saw on tape.
The 2025 New York Jets season is officially here. Can Aaron Glenn lead the team back to the playoffs and finally deliver on the promise this roster has shown? Every step of the journey, the Jake Asman Show will have you covered, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Tyrod Taylor, you are the latest quarterback to start for the New York Jets. Aaron Glenn making it official earlier that it will be Tyrod in Tampa against Baker Mayfield when the Jets take on the Bucs in their first road game of the season. What does this mean for Justin Fields' future? What can we expect from Tyrod Taylor? For all that and more, let's break it down right now with our good pal out in Vegas, the host of Sports by the Book, Jeff Parles. Jeff, Tyrod time. How we feeling?
Good afternoon, my friend. It's been a hell of a year this week, right? I mean, it just really has been. Let's see. We kind of know what Tyrod is, right? Like, he's not going to make killer mistakes. He's not going to do anything that wins you games, but he's not going to do anything that loses you games. So, after what was as bad of a quarterback game as we've seen since the last time the Jets played the Bills, it's you know what, it might not be a bad thing, and I know obviously we didn't want to see Fields get hurt or anything, but it might be like this might not be a bad bye week for Fields. Obviously, a concussion. Obviously, we don't know how long he'll be out for, but that was really bad in every facet on Sunday. And it might benefit the team getting the hell out of New York for a week, too. It might benefit them that this game is in Tampa, because if, like, let's say the Jets went 3-and-out and gave up points on the opening drive from their defense, which I'm going to say both of those are probably betting favorites right now. It would get restless very quickly if this game was in MetLife. So this game being on the road, obviously there's plenty of challenges of playing a very good Buccaneer team with Baker Mayfield, who's turned into a really good quarterback in this league, which is kind of stunning from where he was 4 years ago. But let's see what happens. Again, this is the type of game that Todd Bowles teams find a way to screw up, as we know through history, Jake.
I've been calling it the Todd Bowles special all week, so we will certainly talk more about that. As far as, what this now means for the offense, I agree with your assessment of Tyrod, and I think when you look at how bad Fields was, I don't know if it's the worst thing in the world for Tyrod to get a chance. I do think the passing attack certainly has a chance to be a lot better. I think Garrett Wilson has an opportunity to have a really big game. You're probably going to be limited with a lot of the quarterback run game. You don't want Tyrod running around and taking hits, because that's been a problem for him being out there on the field. But for a one-game sample, I think Tyrod is capable of giving this team a chance. And I think Vegas agrees, Jeff, because if you look over at the line on FanDuel, the line didn't move. It's still at 6.5. So whether it was Fields or Tyrod, I don't think Vegas looks at it as like it's a huge downgrade now for the Jets.
No, there's no difference. There's no difference by the Vegas numbers on these two guys. And, Jake, I know we want to throw last week in the trash as quickly as possible. And I know we can't, because AG just continues to talk about Michael Clemens for no apparent reason. But that's going to kind of be what the Justin Fields experience, I think, is going to be this year when he's on the field, Jake, where you're going to get some really good games like we saw against Pittsburgh, where the read option game is running. Fields is making crisp decisions, seeing the field correctly, making good throws. And then I don't think it will be as bad as it was against Buffalo, but we're going to see those games where Fields just doesn't have it. And we saw that in Chicago too, right? Like we saw similar to what we saw again. Maybe not similar to. It's kind of funny. I think we saw the best game of Justin Fields' career and the worst game of his career back to back. Like,
which, by the way, is so Jets that it literally happened in back-to-back games.
Yeah, I genuinely think we did. So that's going to be the Justin Fields experience when he's healthy. And you know what? For a game that's, Jake, we talked about it going into the year. This schedule pre-bye was absolutely brutal. It was brutal. Like, we knew this was going to be a really difficult schedule, especially if the Jets couldn't steal week 1 against Pittsburgh, and they didn't. So I just want to see them be better. I want to see, look, the offense, I went going back and watching the tape. The play calling wasn't bad. The execution was just horrible. So does that fall on a quarterback having a horrible day and Buffalo being able to pin their ears back in order to stop the traditional run game? Does it go on a young coordinator who has to be able to adjust to what his quarterback has or has not in that day? We'll see. But look, in the end, Vegas-wise, Jake was 7 when it opened. They bet it down and it didn't move back up after Tyrod was named today. And that's all you need to know about what Vegas and the people, the sharp bettors betting the game and the people behind the counter think of the Jets quarterback situation right now.
Tyrod Taylor will start. Justin Fields is out. Now, I talked about this a little bit on the first show, Jeff. If Tyrod plays well and they win, I already want to get out in front of it. I want him to remain the starter against the Dolphins the following week. You know that Tyrod Taylor is capable of being competent, and I think this team, this organization, they got to find a way to win games if you want to change the culture. So if Tyrod actually looks good, and we got a long way to go before we can talk about them winning on Sunday, and we'll get to what happen if they are going to do it with the Asmaniacs in the building, oh, by the way. But, like, to me, you play the guy that gives you the best chance to win. You don't mess with the hot hand. If Tyrod actually looks good, let him keep playing until he inevitably gets hurt, because that's been the story of his career the last 8 years when he has been given an opportunity to be a starter.
I don't know what the hell I'd do if Tyrod plays well. If Fields is, assuming Fields is cleared, we don't know if Justin Fields will get cleared. Like, we don't know. Everyone's different with concussions, right? Like, some guys get cleared in 4 days. Some guys take 2-3 weeks to get cleared. So we don't know. We genuinely don't know how long Fields will be out for. Again, you would assume it would be no more than 2 games. Let's see what happens this weekend, Jake. I really think that if the Jets are going to win this game, it probably means that the Jet running attack got going again like it did in week 1, and it's ball control, and Tampa has to basically be perfect on the amount of possessions. Like, the Jets have to shorten the game this week, Jake. Like, this needs to be a game where both teams at 6 or 7 possessions, and that's it. Like, if they're going to have a shot, and then the defense obviously is getting. I know we'll get to them, but on offense, the Jets got to shorten the game, which probably means a lot of Breece Hall, a lot of Braylon Allen. Garrett Wilson could have a good game, but this has just got to be, hey, get it to 2nd and 6, get it to 3rd and 3. Like this has just got to be one of those games where it's 4 or 5 yards and a cloud of dust a lot in this game if they're going to be able to stay in this. And even though I think Tampa's defense improved in the offseason, they're injured as hell, man. There are a lot of injuries on that defense already. Obviously, Vita Vea is arguably the best defensive tackle in football, so it's going to be hard to run against a guy like that. But the Jets are going to have to be able to do that if they're going to stay in this game and potentially pull off the upset.
And offensively, look, the Bucs, they're banged up there too. Their tackles are banged up. Baker Mayfield got hit more times in that game Monday night than any other game in his career. It's a short week for Tampa. And if you look at Tyrod Taylor as an underdog, Jeff, he's very good in that spot, whereas Baker Mayfield as a favorite, he's not that good in that spot for what it's worth.
You know, here's what I'll tell you with Tampa's offense. I think the Bucs, and it's kind of amazing what's happened with Baker. I mean, Baker's on his 3rd play caller, Jake. They're on the 3rd play caller in 3 years. Because obviously,
and they're 2-0 for the 5th consecutive season, but they've never been 3-0. The last time the Bucs were 3-0 was 2005. So on one hand, if you believe in they're due to get to 3-0. On the other hand, that's a good streak for the Jets to continue to rely on.
Look, it's just one of those, and we saw this last year. Tampa played Denver in week 3 last year at home. Bo Nix looked like the worst quarterback in the NFL by margin through the first 2 weeks, and Denver went there and blew him out. Like, that game was never close. Baker turned the ball over. It was a mess. You know, I'll just say this when Tampa has the ball. Baker, it's no BS with Baker anymore. Baker is a genuine top 10 quarterback in this league, and he's played like it for 2.5 years now. Since about midway 2 years ago, Baker has been a genuine top 10 quarterback in this league. They've never had a good offensive line because they've never been healthy at the same time. All those guys, someone is always hurt on that offensive line, and Baker still finds a way. Why? Because Mike Evans is the most underrated player in this era of professional football. He should be in Canton one day, 1,000 yards every year of his career, basically. Ibuka, how the hell did the league let them get Ibuka all the way in the 20s? Like, what the hell's wrong with everyone? You knew he was awesome at Ohio State. The Ohio State receiver seemingly panned out other than Devin Smith over the last decade. And Ibuka's awesome. And they don't have Godwin yet. Like, it's good that the Jets get this game early, because if they got him later in the year, I think the Jets would just get destroyed regardless of what state the Jets are in, because I just think it's a pretty bad matchup when they're fully healthy with those receivers. But Jake, the defense has been so bad through 2 weeks. It's been so bad. We can argue about the scheme. We can argue about the arrogance of throwing the same defense out there the whole time. We could scream about Steve Wilkes not doing a good enough job. We can scream about AG not doing a good enough job. It all comes down to what this defense does. And I'm not sure if the personnel is as good as we think it is. I know the coaching's been terrible through 2 weeks on defense. There's no arguing that. Just look at the returns. Even in a game where look, you go to shut down the run against Pittsburgh. They can't run at all, but Rodgers has the brilliant game. And by the way, Pittsburgh looked terrible on offense for the most part against the Seahawks in week 2, which Seattle's defense is legitimately high end, but still. And then Buffalo, you going, we're going to have to slow down Josh Allen. You don't freaking spy him on the first third down of the game, which what are we doing? Like, that's all we know. Then Clemens, who, look, I'm not going to waste my energy on the Clemens thing. AG's embarrassed himself this week with what he said about Clemens.
Don't say that too loud. The AG truthers will come after you on Twitter, Jeff.
All right. So we move from Zach Wilson truthers to AG truthers. Really good. Good. And then you have that penalty for the second consecutive week. And I don't know if this falls on AG and Muji or it falls more on Muji, but the Jets, look, they probably weren't winning that game under any circumstance on Sunday against Buffalo with how bad Fields played. But you had 2 games where 2 guys that everyone who has watched this team over the last few years, especially on Clemens, knows Clemens isn't an NFL player. And we watched the preseason with Gibson. It's like, all right, he's the 3rd best kick returner on the team. Like, 2 weeks, 2 horrible roster decisions. You are completely out of the Buffalo game because of one of them. You lose the Pittsburgh game because of the other one. That's really bad, and that can't be happening on a team that has no margin of error. So, look, I don't know what to expect from this defense this week. If you told me they improved and they started actually forcing turnovers and they make Baker have a bad game, I could see it.
That's the key. 0 turnovers through 2 games. They're allowing yards, points, and if you can't turn anyone over and give your offense a short field, extra possessions, you're not going to win.
Fall on a damn fumble, too. Like,
right.
Fall on a fumble. And I can also see them getting clobbered again. And obviously, Jermaine Johnson didn't practice today. That's not good. They're banged up at safety, and their safeties aren't good to begin with. So that's a problem. I'm floored at how bad the defense has been through 2 weeks, Jake. I really expected them to be significantly better after. Look, they were fine on defense until they fired Saleh last year through the first few weeks. Like, they weren't as good as we hoped they would be, but they weren't like, they didn't lose the Minnesota game because of their defense last year. They didn't lose the Niner game because of their defense last year. They definitely didn't lose the Denver game because of their defense last year. Like, their 3 losses before they fired Bob last year were not because of the defense. Obviously, everything went wrong after they fired him, but I don't want this to come off as a defensive Saleh. It's not. But AG has been such a monster disappointment through 2 weeks, Jake. They're not clean with the penalties. The defense is a disaster.
They can't tackle. And what was the point of tackling over the summer if they can't do it in the games?
They can't tackle. This is supposed to be a tough, hard-nosed football team, and they're soft on defense. The offensive line got manhandled by Buffalo last week, which is, again, going in, what were we saying? Buffalo can't stop the run. Oh, they stopped the damn run against the Jets on Sunday.
Well, to be fair to the O-line, because watching it back, they knew the plays the Jets were running. You had corners blitzing off the edge in the backfield.
But then that goes back to the quarterback who's got to get out of those plays. But
correct.
We already talked about that.
And the quarterback went full Zach Wilson for the game.
The quarterback played his worst game of his career. Like, there's no arguing that. He freaking 1.1 on QBR. Like, Which, by the way, Rodgers game week 17 was still worse than that on QBR, which is still.
Yeah, but then Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns the next week, so I don't think Fields was going to do that against Tampa.
I don't think he was doing that either. But look, it's 2 games. It's 8 quarters. There is a long way to go in this season.
Are you worried though? Because everything you're saying is fair,
AG?
but are you worried about Glenn?
I am terrified right now. I am terrified right now because you know who he profiles closest to through 2 games? Mike Singletary. And that didn't work. And that scares me because Singletary came in, remember, in San Francisco with the complete nonsense that we're going to play hard nose. I mean, he freaking took his pants off in the locker room in protest of how soft his team was or whatever the hell it was. And it cannot win with it, can't do it, all that BS. And Glenn is profiled very similarly to that. He's been very forward in the media and very loud about how this is going to be not the same old Jet BS, how this is going to be a tough-nosed team. They're going to inflict their will on everybody. And through 2 games, I haven't seen anything remotely close to that, except for the offense in week 1 did, to their credit, inflict the will on the Pittsburgh defense, but then the Jet defense was awful.
So everything you're saying is fair. And it's funny because I've been told by people I'm too negative on Glenn, but listen to Jeff for a second. The one thing I will say, as bad as last week was, if Chris Boswell misses a 60-yard field goal and they're 1-1, it'd be very easy to flush that game and say they're 1-1. They lost to a Super Bowl contender. You know, they'll learn from it. And we're going to Tampa. Tyrod's competent. Let's get a Todd Bowl special and get to 2-1.
Jake, forget Boswell missing the 60-yard kick. If Gibson doesn't fumble, they weren't stopping the Jets at that point. Like, if Gibson doesn't fumble, the Jets win. I fully believe the Jets win that game. Fully believe it. And you're and I will give you that. That's the one thing where, yes, I'm being negative right now, but that is true. But again, horseshoes and hand grenades, as we know, Jake.
Right. I'm with you. I'm just saying, it's still too early to panic, is what I'm saying.
Sure. And that's why I prefaced everything by saying it's been 8 quarters and 2 games. We have a lot of way to go this year. We hopefully have a lot of way to go with Aaron Glenn's coaching career as a New York Jet head coach. But the early returns are really bad. And the units that are supposed to be good, again, the O-line, you're right. Like, Buffalo was able to do it. But that defense, AG is a defensive guy, and his defense sucks right now. And it's not that they don't have the personnel at safety. I'll give them that. But at every other position, they have good personnel up front. They don't have a lot of depth, as we know. That's why Clemens is on the roster. But their high-end guys are good. Their linebackers, I mean, Quincy and Sherwood, even though Quincy hasn't played well through 2 weeks, are still really good linebackers. You agree with me on that, Jake. And they have, when he is right, the best corner in the National Football League. Now, Sauce had a bad game against Buffalo, but whatever. It's going to happen.
Better have a good game this week against Mike Evans.
In the end, Jake, I want to be wrong about Aaron Glenn through 2 games. I want to be wrong, but the early returns are really ugly so far.
Well, you were higher on this team than I was going into the year. So,
I thought this, and you know what? Here's the thing, though, Jake. This team could start 1-5 and still end up winning 7 games because of how soft the schedule is. Like, there is a chance of that they could go they could be 1-5 through the London trip, and after that, play 5-6 or 6-5. Like, that's in play still, because the schedule gets much easier as it goes along. It just, that Pittsburgh game was really the killer if they were going to do something that was surprising to all of us, man. Like, if they get that game. And Pittsburgh's 0-2, so you don't have to worry about another team. Cincinnati, that game that I chalked as an automatic loss is no longer an automatic loss with Burrow out and Browning in. They were always going to be favored against Carolina. They were always going to be favored against Cleveland. Dallas was always going to be a coin flip game. Like, there are chances, but they really needed that Pittsburgh game because even in the best of worlds, I always thought they were losing last week. And I don't like this matchup even early in the season against Tampa Bay. These are always going to be 2 really difficult games going into what I thought going in was a coin flip against Miami. But that might be both teams playing for avoiding embarrassment because I think Miami's going to get clocked tomorrow night by Buffalo.
Couple PSAs before we get to the first injury report for the Jets and the Bucs. The first PSA is that at the end of the show today, let's give away a Quinnen Williams jersey to one lucky Asmaniac. Gift the membership for your chance to win, and shout out to Black Gypsy, who did it before the damn show even began. He didn't even know what we were playing for. He's already in the raffle now. for one. If you don't win the Q jersey, our top 3 prizes in the Asmaniac Weekly Raffle, taking place every Tuesday on the first show during the season, is a signed Darrelle Revis football, a signed Sauce Gardner football, and a signed Wayne Corbett football. So I wanted to update people on the raffle prizes. And with that, Jeff, let's now take a look at the first injury report, and it is a lengthy one. It's not letting me zoom in as much as I wanted to here on my screen, but I'm going to try and see if I could get it a little bigger for the crowd here. So I'm going to go like that. Can you see it okay on your end?
I'm good. I'm good.
So taking a look at the injury report here for the Jets, safety Tony Adams, hip, did not practice. Michael Carter, shoulder, did not practice. Justin Fields, concussion, already been ruled out, but he's a DNP, obviously. Jermaine Johnson, ankle, that's one to watch, did not practice. Kene Nwanu, hamstring, did not practice. I think he's going to be out another couple of weeks. Same with Reynolds, dealing with the hamstring. He's a DNP. Jay Tafili, I don't know what type of illness he has, but he's still not practicing. He's a DNP. Marcelino McCrary Ball, who is an absolute liability in pass coverage. He is a limited participant with a hamstring. Andre Sisco, shoulder, full participant. Sauce with a groin. He's an FP. Kiko Malgoa, elbow. He's an FP. From a Bucs standpoint, names to watch here. These are big. Emeka Ibuka is probably the favorite for the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. He's been great so far, as Jeff talked about. He's a DNP. And then you look down the list here. We already know Kalijah Cansey is going to be done for the season. They put him on IR, but still the Bucs with their injuries to the tackle spot. I don't expect Tristan Wirfs to play in this one, but he's listed as limited here on Wednesday, so we'll see. But just a little look at the Bucs injuries there. Godwin, same thing. I wouldn't expect him to play either. But Jeff, you saw the injury report there. From a Jet standpoint, is Jermaine the biggest thing that you're following?
I mean, it has to be, right? Like, that's a whole different ball game, which, I mean, Maine in there. Now, granted, when Maine got hurt last week, the game was already over. But, by the way, we didn't get to see enough of Will McDonald last week, too. I don't know what was up with that snap count as well. But, yeah, I mean, from a Jet perspective, it's obviously Johnson. It'll be interesting to monitor Ibuka because he did get banged up at the end of that Texan game. But I would be shocked if he doesn't play. And if I know Godwin was listed as limited, be stunned if we see Chris Godwin this week. It's probably another 2 weeks until he's back. But look, if Ibuka somehow doesn't play and Godwin doesn't play, line sauce up against Mike Evans and make Miller and Sterling Shepard beat you and Cade Otton beat you. But unfortunately,
which they might with how bad Brandon Stevens has been.
That was where I was going, right? That's the unfortunate part, that the Jet defense might not be capable against these guys at the current moment.
Just brutal. Just brutal. A couple membership shout outs here. People entering to win some of our prizes, including a big Q jersey at the end of the show. Craig Broker has gifted a 5-spot of channel memberships. Hey, now let's go. I think that guy. I know, right? Neil didn't hump the jersey, Jeff. That, by the way, is why the Jets got their doors blown up by Buffalo.
Oh, did Neil bring the mushes to either of the first 2 games?
I don't think so. I think he only went to just the game last week.
Oh, well, maybe Neil's the mush now.
Frankie L has gifted a channel membership. He's in the raffle for 1 as well. You know, as far as Tyrod Taylor, for those who want to try and be encouraged, because I do think with Tyrod, you're going to see a passing attack that has a legitimate chance to make some plays. The offense with Tyrod Taylor, here's some stats courtesy of Zach Rosenblatt, who looked through some PFF numbers here. The last time Tyrod Taylor played significant snaps, he played for the Giants in 2023, made 5 starts. He finished in 21st in PFF's big-time throws, despite only playing in those 5 starts. And he was first in percentage of his throws that were, quote, big-time. That's 8.9%. He did that while only having a turnover-worthy play 1.2% of the time. He also had the 3rd highest percentage of deep throws, which is considered 20-plus yards. So, they're going to air it out with Tyrod. And I think this is one of the better O-lines he's played with. And with Clancy not out there for the Bucs, you do got to worry about Vita Vea, as you pointed out. But I do think if the Jets protect Tyrod, he's going to be able to make some plays. I think Garrett Wilson has a big game. And I mentioned this on the first show to Matt O'Leary. We don't have the odds yet from FanDuel. But anytime touchdown, Arian Smith feels like a good long shot bet, because I can see Tyrod taking a couple chances downfield. We saw those two have some good chemistry together in training camp. So your thoughts on this offense now with Tyrod?
Again, I just go, you mentioned a number in there, 1.2% turnover worthy plays. That's what you want out of your backup quarterback, right? You want a guy who's not going to play you out of games by turning the ball over. Now, if he plays you out of the game by ineffective play, all right, whatever. That's why they're backup quarterbacks, right, Jake? I mean, but you do not want a backup quarterback turning the ball over. And that's been Tyrod's whole career, though. He's never really turned the ball over, Jake. He's been a guy who protects the football. It's good to hear those big plays, those big time throws things. Curious to see how aggressive Engstrand's going to be willing to be. And also the game flow is going to mean a lot in this game. Because I just go back to what I said earlier. I think the Jets need to make this as limited of a possession game as humanly possible. You want the Bucs offense to have 6, 7, maybe 8 possessions in this game. As if this is a game where the Jets are punting 6 times, 5 times, the Jets are going to get destroyed because this defense will not be able to hold up against the Bucs offense long term in this game. They may be able to hold up a little bit, but not long term. That's why the Jets are, look, you take your shots when they're there, you run the football well, you get your old line back in form after last week, you go from there. Also, Jake, is there any doubt that Hassan Reddick is going to make a big play in this game?
I already said bet the anytime sack for Hassan Reddick because you know that's coming. You know it's coming. Might as well make money on it.
Of course.
Brutal. One of my least favorite Jets of all time, which is saying something.
Oh, that's an accomplishment, but I can't really fault you on that, Jake.
I mean, it's just just from the second Douglas made that deal, and we all gave him too much credit that they had something worked out, that they were going to get something done, and that was just mind-boggling. Totally. That's really where the downfall started. You trade JFM, he's never truly replaced. Reddick comes in, is a bum, brutal.
And JFM was good. JFM's a good player. And
they gave him away for nothing.
Nothing.
It's just unreal.
Nothing. Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, a couple super chats here as we're talking about Tyrod being named the starter because Justin Fields has already been ruled out with a concussion. Shout out to the Human Fund for gifting a membership and joining our raffle. Super chats, let's get them going here. This first one is from Jet Set Go. Glenn's press conference was a waste of time. I know you'll show it, but I wish there was more recognition of accountability for that pathetic effort Sunday. I mean, at this point, though, Jet Set Go, by the time you get to Wednesday, coaches never want to talk about the previous game. They're all about the upcoming game.
Not much for me to add, Jake.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I mean, I didn't like how Glenn sounded after the game. I didn't love the defense of Clemens on Monday. I went off on that. It's not good.
The defense of Clemens was illogical, though. I'm
not going to make excuses for the guy, but then you proceeded to make every excuse for the guy. Well, he can't play. Why? He stinks.
Why? Look, neither of us are the most intelligent guy in the room, right? But you and I both know that, and Michael Clemens against Buffalo has been a special disaster through the years, as we know. But it just that pissed me off. That pissed me off because it's like, don't treat us like we're stupid. We aren't stupid at this point when it comes to guys who can't play. We know who can't play. All of us do, Jake. We knew Xavier Gibson shouldn't have been on our roster, and same deal with Clemens, but whatever. That pissed me off. That really did piss me off.
The pain never stops, baby. AZ checking in. I think Tyrod's better. Let's not pretend here. In a one game, you have to win. I might take Tyrod because I know what I'm getting. Fields' upside is higher than Tyrod, as we saw week 1, but you also have the week 2 example. So I think if I had one game to win, who do I feel better about it? I mean, probably Tyrod, if you guarantee me he's going to make it through the game and he's not going to get hurt. But, they bet on Fields because he's 26. He's flashed superstar talent at times. We saw it week 1, and it kind of is what it is. They're all, in all likelihood, Jeff, I think you and I have been on this from the beginning. We both think they're going to draft the quarterback in the first round next year.
I would be surprised if they don't through 2 games, but
yeah, might be at number 1 at this rate, but we'll see.
Yeah, well,
I don't think they'll be that bad.
I hope we're not picking. I hope the Jets aren't picking number 1 because then they will surely take the wrong guy.
Yeah, there's no chance. I rather trade out of number 1, get a boatload of picks, and take who's ever left.
The wrong guy, whoever it may be, if they get number 1.
100%.
Now look, they're even. But here's the deal: Justin Fields' ceiling is much higher than Tyrod Taylor's. Tyrod Taylor's floor is significantly higher than Justin Fields. For a team where the Jets they're at right now, I'd rather have the guy with the higher ceiling and the lower floor because it doesn't really matter if the Jets are realistic. As much as we would like them to compete for a playoff spot, there are 2 games. I don't think any of us think it's even remotely realistic unless if things really turn quickly.
They got to win the next 2. Win
and
Sunday, prove us wrong.
And
Let's
Jake,
go.
if they win the next 2 and have a winnable game with Dallas in week 5, we can have the conversation then.
Yep.
But for me, I'd rather play the guy with the higher ceiling and the lower floor than the guy with the lower ceiling and the higher floor on a team that's like the Jets right now. If I'm trying to win, different story.
Shake and bake. Not sure I could take another losing season without playoffs. So many teams turning around in one off season. They do shake and bake. That they do. Unfortunately, it's never the Jets. I give the stat all the time. On average, over the last 35 seasons, 4 teams that did not make the playoffs the previous year make it the following year. And for 14 seasons, and could be 15 by the end of this one, it's never been the New York Jets.
It's good. It's real good, Jake.
Sorry, Jeff. Peter Castro in the house. He says, Jeff's looking a lot like Meatloaf. Now, Peter, do you still think the Jets are winning 11 games and Fields is our answer? I would love to hear from you.
Meatloaf? Get the hell out of here, Peter. Come on. Get out of here.
Tom D checking in. He's in the raffle for 2. He says, the signed Jermaine Johnson jersey already came in and looks great. Thanks, Jake. You see that, Tom? I sent that thing off yesterday, and you already got it today. That's amazing. Shout out to UPS for being quick. And that's right. And find me the show that gets raffle prizes to their winners in less than 24 hours, Jeff.
I'm going back to Peter Castro. I'm offended comparing me to Meatloaf. Maybe 25 pounds ago, sure, but not now. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most negative Jet fan to ever live. I think Curly's actually going to be in Tampa, so I look forward to seeing him. Over under on Tyrod's injury, 1.5 quarters. I mean, we are 1 hit away, though, from Brady Cook, your guy, coming in.
Yeah, that's kind of terrifying to me. I love Brady Cook. He was a great college. He was never fully appreciated correctly in Missouri, but boy, if he's got to play an NFL game week 3 as an undrafted free agent, yikes.
Maybe he's the next Tony Romo.
Let's not hold our breath.
Johnny
He could be a
Banks.
better analyst in the booth than Romo, though.
Dude, the game was bad enough. Nance and Romo are a brutal listen, man. Oh my God.
And it's Romo's fault more than it is Nance.
Correct.
Nance is a pro. He always has been. I never like Ian Eagle and Kevin Harlan. I enjoy more than Nance.
Dude, Ian Eagle and Watt are the best team they have at CBS.
Yeah, and Harlan and Green are pretty damn good too.
I like them too.
They're both good, but Nance, I mean, Romo has just destroyed Nance over the last few years because Romo's lazy. And Jake, being in media, you and I both know this. Laziness is the worst thing you can do in this industry.
Oh yeah. By the way, Johnny, we kind of answered your question. It's gonna be Brady Cook. So
I'm going over, by the way. I don't think Tyrod's getting hurt this weekend. Now, if he has to play in Miami, maybe a different story.
I believe in Tyrod. We're going to be 2-2 going into the Cowboys game. Bring on the quarterback controversy. I'm excited.
Well, here's the thing, though, Jake. I just figuring going off of how Aaron Glenn has presented himself. If the Jets win and Tyrod plays well,
he's the guy. Yeah,
he's the
guy
starter moving forward. I think that's a mistake. Personally, I need to know what Justin Fields is by the end of this year. So I can, yes,
I kind of know though.
We don't though, because I still.
But like Tyrod's, if they go 2-2, right? They win the next 2. Eventually, Tyrod's going to get hurt. This is not going to be Fitzpatrick in 2015 or Vinny in '98, although I hope it is. But so eventually, we're going to see Fields again, and they'll know. They're going to know. I'm not worried about seeing Fields. I saw Fields. He sucked last week. He was great week 1. That's kind of what he's been. I don't see that changing. They have no wide receiver 2 anyway, by the way. So they haven't even given Fields the best opportunity to truly put it all together.
You're probably right, but I really want to go into next year, Jake, knowing if Justin Fields is my quarterback or if whoever I'm picking at the top of the draft is starting right away. That's what I want to know going into next year. So more likely
he could be the bridge.
He's going to be on this roster one way or another next year,
and he should. He could be a good backup or bridge.
Yeah.
All right, let's open it up. Phone line's open if you want to talk to Jeff and Johnny. We did answer your question, so thank you. This type of negativity, man. Come on, Leo's dogs. Jet sitting number 1 on Take-a-thon. Let's hold it down. Get out of here. Too early for this, man. Too early.
They start 0-5.
Get out of here, Leo. Get out.
Leo, if they start 1-5 or 0-6, we can start doing it. But not yet. It's too early.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll start off by hearing from the enemy on Sunday. Bucks Skull Gang is on the line, who has to be a Tampa Bay Bucks fan. Hello, Bucks Skull Gang.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Good.
Well, we're Jet fans, so not great. How are you?
I know. I watch you stream. I watch you guys stream all the time. You guys do good content.
You watch this show all the time? Why?
I don't know, because see what the arch enemies are doing. See what the
Yeah, but the Jets play the Bucks like once every 4 years.
I know, because Riddick wants.
Oh, Son Reddick. Yeah, he stinks.
He been doing good. He got like a sack week 1, and then he's been doing okay for us so far.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably have 15 sacks for you guys this year. That's kind of how it goes. But yeah, we don't like him in New York.
I know. You guys should give him the contract. That's what he wanted.
He sucked. He didn't deserve it. Are you going to the game, Buck Skull? Am I going to meet you?
I'm going to the game. I'm going to the game Sunday.
I'm excited to meet you.
Me too. What section are you going to be at?
I actually don't know off the top of my head, but I look forward to finding you in the crowd. You're going to be on the pirate ship, right?
No.
I'm
in section 124.
All right, I'll be on the lookout. All right.
Okay, man. I think the key for the game, though, man, the running back for the Bucks, and I don't know how it can be like the Texans. You guys got a good defensive line, though. You got D line's pretty good, just like the Texans.
It is a good D line, but if Jermaine Johnson doesn't play, it's not as good.
But the Williams guy, the D tackle, he's good too.
He's very good, yeah.
Yeah, and Sauce too. I know, man. I don't know how Sauce can do this week though. It's gonna be good getting to watch.
Hey, how's Todd Bowles doing? You like Todd?
Yeah, you guys fired him too. That's crazy.
Well, he was. I don't have his exact record in front of me, Jeff, but he wasn't exactly.
At that point, he was not the guy he is now. Let's just go with that.
Yeah. Tobos is okay. He can watch out for the blitzes. It's gonna be blitz.
Buck Skull Gang, thank you for calling in, man. Great to hear from you.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Buck Skull Gang checking in. Jeff, your thoughts
on what? On what part? Can we talk about Bulls for a second? Can we talk about Todd
Bowles?
Can we talk about Todd for a second? Who, again, Todd Bowles is the reason I do not judge first-time head coaches until they've actually coached anymore. Because you remember when they hired him, that they wouldn't let him out of the building. Like, how could you let him out of the building? I love that hire so much when they made that hire. I thought,
how about when they wait? Do you remember though? This was my favorite Jet thing ever. So they hired McHagnon and Bowles at the same time.
Yeah,
right. But neither of them had ever met each other. And the Jet PR spin.
What do you BS?
The Jet, it was Charlie Casserly and Ron Wolf, right? The consulting. Yeah. But this was the spin from the PR people, what they wanted, the media to know about, that hire. So they've never met each other. They had dinner the night before the hire became official, and they did the press conference. and basically, because they were both from New Jersey, it was going to work. So they've never worked together. They've never met each other. And the spin was they both happened to be from New Jersey. So it was going to work.
Hold on a second. That usually works, though, Jake. Come on now. Come on. We're all the same.
Amazing.
I think Todd has found himself the perfect job in Tampa. You know why?
No pressure.
Because it's a lower pressure job. He plays in an awful division, and they've stabilized the quarterback position. Baker Mayfield's really good. That's not because of Todd Bowles' coaching. No. That's because Baker Mayfield has completely revitalized his career. It's because of the offensive staff they've had through the years with Canales and Cohen and now Grizzard, who's the play caller down there. But Todd's in the perfect spot for him. And you know what? Some of these head coaches are so bad at this point that guys, and this kind of happened with Jim Caldwell too. Jim Caldwell was the epic disaster of disasters in Indianapolis. And then he went to Detroit and is you know what? This guy's not half bad. It's amazing to me that we can't find, look, there's always going to be bad coaches in the NFL. It happens. I can't believe we can't find about 20 guys who are hey, this guy's a really good coach. This guy's a really good coach. There are maybe about 10 guys who are really good head coaches in this league at this point.
Todd Bowles, baby. So Todd Bowles' record with the Jets, he was 24-40, but his first year was the best, the 10-6 Fitzmagic year until they collapsed in Buffalo.
By the way, I'm sure you talked about it. Doesn't the Fitzpatrick interview with Kevin Clark, where the one throw you want back was the one in Buffalo week 17? Yeah. It just, I don't know why. And I like Fitz too, but it just is like, God damn it. Like that team, I'm still convinced that team could have beaten Denver, who ended up going on to win the Super Bowl that year. Like,
they were the hottest team in the playoffs that they had gotten in.
I'm convinced that they would have absolutely beaten Cincinnati. Like, there's no doubt they would have beat Cincinnati. And they would have been live to upset Denver in that following week. The only problem is Fitzpatrick probably would have thrown 3 interceptions against that defense because that Denver defense was so freaking good.
Man, that's the one anomaly season during this drought. The one time they had the winning record since 2010.
Yeah, and that team was good. That team was really good.
It's unreal. Unreal. Bowles with the Bucks, for what it's worth. He starts off 8-9 in Brady's last year, and I'm like, he can't even win with Tom Brady. Then the last 2 years, 9-8, 10-7. Obviously, that's coincided with Baker Mayfield playing like a top 10 quarterback in the league, but he's a good guy. I have no ill will. Like I have no genuine hatred for Salah or for Bowles. You know, they're fine. They're good human beings. It just didn't work.
Yeah, they look. They're just not. Well, for Salah, like Robert Salah's back where he belongs. Like,
you see how happy he looks, how young he looks on the sidelines now. He's sprightful.
I don't blame him. He's got a great unit that he's used to coaching too, and he doesn't have to deal with all the hard nonsense anymore, Jake.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I'd feel the same way if I were him.
Amazing. A couple quick super chats here. By the way, Raul, funny. Hey, is that Bucks caller concussed? He might be. I don't know. A great call from our dear friend down in Tampa. Bucks Skull Gang in-house. Peter Castro says, Jake, Wilkes is terrible. I'll give him another week, then go off. I do think Glenn needs to take a stranglehold of the defense this week if he's the coach we think he is.
I don't disagree. I mean, Wilkes, I mentioned in the onset, Wilkes has been a disaster so far, which doesn't make sense because he's always been about a league average coordinator. He's just been terrible through 2 weeks. Him and Glenn, they've both been terrible through 2 weeks.
Mikey Man says, it is truly amazing how bad the Jets have been at creating turnovers. Difference between winning Sunday and losing right there. Please just get 1 interception Sunday. This has got to be the game you get something from, an Andre Cisco. You get something from Stevens or Sauce. You got to get something in the secondary turnover-wise, or the defensive line has to create it by putting some pressure on Baker and falling on a damn fumble.
Fall on a fumble. How about that? Let's just do that. Forget catching. God forbid someone would catch an interception, but fall on a fumble. Like, the fumble luck has been insane in these last few years.
It's crazy. It's
lack
crazy.
Thereof, I should say.
Craig says, any chance of a diet 2015 Fitz run with Tyrod? I hope they win the next 2, and then let's have quarterback controversy, baby.
Well, they win. If they win this week, I think you're right, Jake. Unless if it's like a game that's just so ugly and it's the defense pulls it out, which I just don't see any scenario where that happens. Tyrod, if they win, Tyrod's going to start week 4. I think you are right on that. Just reading the tea leaves of what Aaron Glenn buys. I think you're right on that, Jake.
Well, they could also spin it like, hey, we want to give Justin more time to get ready, and he's the backup.
He could also be in concussion protocol still. Like, we don't know. We don't know how long Fields is going to stay in concussion protocol.
Brian says, I went on the road and we're back, baby. Amazing. By Wednesday, we have people already talking about being back. Oh, yeah.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Jake, if they win on Sunday, if they pull the upset, we're having a whole different conversation next week. We're having a whole different conversation.
Yeah, the Jets could send Mike McDaniel off into the grave.
Yeah, very possible. But I mean, Miami's going to be 0-3 going into that game. Like, we know Miami's losing tomorrow night. Like, there's just no way, unless if Josh Allen gets hurt, like breaks his nose again and can't play. Like,
which, by the way, how brutal was when Trubisky comes in and his first
Jake,
throw
it was the most obvious thing
Sauce.
that happened in the whole game, other than Clemens committing a stupid penalty.
Amazing.
It was the most obvious thing.
He had more yards than Fields did on that one play.
I know. Hey, look, MVP, you can't disgrace MVP Mitch, my friend.
Insane. Peg and Artie. Hey, Jeff, who has better moves, Bobby or Beast?
Oh, I misread that. That. Not how I read that at first. Oh boy, wow, you're putting me on the spot. Can I give it a tie, or is that a cop-out?
It's a bit of a cop-out. I would go with Beast, personally.
I would lean Beast, but it's close. It's close.
I mean, come on, man. Look at this greatness.
Look, when you're polarizing like Beast, you can do a lot of things, Jake.
I'll give you some polarizing. Luppy is in for 5. He is not polarizing. He just gave the community 5 memberships, baby.
Show me the money. Show me the money! Money.
If you got a channel membership from Luppy, make sure you thank him. If you want polarizing, let me bring on a guy who is full of that exact thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy.
My dinner is being served. I heard Michelle yell. She's cooking me a beautiful dinner. I will talk to everybody later.
Ladies and gentlemen, there he goes. One of the Hello, Neil.
Good afternoon, fellas.
Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while, my friend.
I'll be down in Vegas in October, Jeff. You play golf, Jeff, or no?
Very poorly.
Oh shit! I figured that. Let me see. Let me see. I can't call you Shrek anymore. You got a lot, very thin. You're taking a nice.
I'm down 32 pounds since last football
You're taking
season.
a shot. Then you're taking a shot. Let me see what you look like. Stand up.
You can't
Let's
tell.
see.
This
Why
angle's
not? Why can't you
terrible.
stand
There
up?
you go.
Listen.
We got shirts. I'm actually wearing XL.
Look.
I'm actually wearing XLs now again. We're in good shape.
Dude, you drop another 30, you and Jake are going to be, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between one and the
I'm
other.
going to tell you right now, I don't think I'll ever weigh the same as Mr. Asman unless if Jake puts on an epic amount of weight or goes onto the full protein diet.
I weighed more than Jake in first grade. I was in first grade. I broke 100. So, Mr. Parles,
Sir.
You're calling me the mush, bro. I'm coming to Vegas. I'm going to.
You're
going in the pool. You're going in the circuit pool. My bodyguard's going to throw you in the circuit pool.
I will tell you, Neil. I know you're
We're
not.
all mushes. How could you be a Jet mush? Everybody's a mush.
That is also your correct argument there.
Right? How could you call anybody that follows the Jets a mush if everybody here in the
Everybody
world,
on the planet who's a Jet fan's a mush? Technically, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
right? Anyhow, I don't know, Jake. I guess if he wins Sunday, I kind of guess you're right about the Miami game. You know,
let him play. Look, Tyrod's not going to be the long-term answer because he can get hurt. So let me get as many games as I can out of the guy, and then I'll go back to Fields when that happens.
Yeah. And I like the fact that we shit the bed last week because coming off a game as bad as that, I said it yesterday, Jeff. They're going to play with their hair on fire Sunday. You watch.
You would hope.
Adams had a great start to the game last week because I'm sure he was on. I'm sure Aaron Glenn said you're on the bubble, and all of a sudden he was making play after play until Josh Allen gave him a little reality check when he tried to tackle him on the sideline. And Josh Allen went boom and knocked him right on his helmet. By the way, Justin Fields' concussion, didn't look like he got hit. Like he fell back and his head bounced very little.
That's all it takes, though.
Yeah,
think so?
They don't make that injury up. There are a lot of injuries that can be fabricated. That's one they don't fabricate anymore.
It didn't look that bad though to me. Did it look bad to you?
You never know. Every person's different. So.
All right, so we'll see what happens, guys. I'm excited for everybody down in Tampa.
It's not too late to join us, Neil.
I know.
Hotels are cheap. Flights are cheap. Tickets are going down. I made that last part up. I don't know. I just want you to come.
I sat in that very section when we had that comeback win. That's a great section where you guys are in. That's where all the Jet fans are. The
Jets have great history against the Bucs. Like I was going through the numbers on the first show today. The Jets in their history have gone out there and they're 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 meetings against Tampa.
Is the only Jake, is the only loss they have in recent memory was that idiotic one where Fitzpatrick beat him?
No, the Antonio Brown game, his last game.
Oh,
Brady for Zach Wilson.
He took the shirt off.
They covered that game.
God, what a game that was.
Jesus Christ. That was another one the Jets should have won.
Yeah, remember they screwed up the fourth down call. Zach didn't get the right play in.
There are a lot of things that were screwed up in that game.
He actually played well that game, though. That gave me a lot of hope for Zach Wilson.
One of Zach Wilson's best games.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I think Mike Evans is the perfect cover for Sauce because he's tall and he's not as fast as he used to be. Sauce will be all over him. I don't see him having a game at all.
I think it's a good matchup. They're both tall type of body figures.
Sauce has problems with the quick twitching guys. The guys that twitch and go over the middle of the field, Sauce has problems with those. but Mike Evans makes a lot of like sideline jump ball catches. We might see Sauce with an interception on Sunday. I'm calling it. I think he's going to get one of those on a sideline. He's going to reach up over Mike Evans and come down with a ball. I see that happening. If they don't shadow Sauce with him, I'll be in disbelief.
I would be shocked if Sauce doesn't follow, especially if Ibuka's banged up. I would be shocked if Sauce is just not following Evans the whole game.
Neil, I'll see you in Tampa, all right? Looking forward to it. We're going to get you there.
I asked Michelle, I said, why don't we go? Come on. She's like, her mother's about to die. I can't do anything. I would, believe me, if she wasn't on her deathbed, I would be there.
Get ready for Neil. He will make 13 points about the New York Jets and maybe hump a Patriots jersey. Get ready for Neil. He's probably smoking a big fat cigar and burning his house to the ground. That's Neil.
Now that's a Neil call, Jeff. Oh yeah.
Speaking of someone who appeared in that, where's Lane Train been recently?
Lane, he's been in and out. He was in the chat earlier on the first show. I saw he was in there. He actually had a question that I believe he'd want your opinion on if you want it.
I mean, of course.
How do you feel about the Jets?
Not good.
There you go. You answered his question. There's a new caller on the line that I don't think you've ever spoken with, Jeff. So I think you're going to be excited about this one. Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Max.
It's Mad Max ain't yapping about Jets. Oh. That boy, he's jamming. Yo. He's slamming. Freaking dancing. Wall smashing. I'm Jake Asman. If Mad Max ain't ever stopped yapping, that boy, he still be dancing. Then call Jake Asman. He got an orange wall.
What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah, Mad Max.
So, Jeff, I think we got to be competitive next game. I don't think the Jets are going to win. We had an embarrassing performance against the Buffalo Bills. That game was embarrassing. 30-10. It was embarrassing, Jeff. And I don't like that Glenn made excuses for Michael Clemens. Clemens had a bad penalty on 3rd and 19, cost us the game, and Glenn's like, "Oh, I don't want excuses," but he made excuses. In the comparison to Mike Singletary. It's a little bit too early, but it's kind of a good comparison through 2 games. Mike Singletary on the 49ers, let's just bring toughness, clean up the mess. But, that's so far. But hopefully Glenn could turn around. We got to play competitive. I don't want another blowout. I'm sorry. Is it too much to ask for the Jets to be competitive? Honestly, Jake, is it too much to ask just to be competitive against the Bucs? Shouldn't be a hard ask. I think it was too hard for the Bills. I understand the Bills are Super Bowl contenders, and we got to play competitive against the Bucs. And I think Sauce should travel on Mike Evans, and then Tyrod got to play good this week. I saw the news Tyrod was going to play. Hopefully, our offense is creative on their egg train. Arian Smith hopefully steps up. He had a really nice sideline catch, but unfortunately,
hey, Mad Max, let me tell Jeff about your prediction for Week 1. He had Arian Smith having 10 catches for 100 yards in his debut game. Jeff.
Oh boy, a big Arian Smith guy, Max. Max, I do have a question for you though. What's the one thing you need to see the Jets do better that they have not done well so far through the first 2 weeks? I'm curious your thoughts.
Our defense needs to play better, honestly. Our defense is horrible, and I'm sorry. Wilkes, I don't think he's a good D coordinator. Before he fired Salah, the Jets defense used to be good. Now it's terrible. We're going to Ibuka is probably going to torch us. I know Mike Evans is probably going to torch us as Sauce isn't going to cover. Stevens so far looks like the worst corner in the league.
Max, did you speak to your dad yet about what the Jets game plan should be?
No, not yet. But the game plan this week, the game plan, we got to Sauce has to travel on Mike Evans, he has to travel, and then our offense needs to play good. We gotta be consistent. We gotta have a consistent rushing attack.
I agree with all that. Now, Max, how much caffeine have you had today? Coffee,
0.
Red Bull?
I had 0.
Adderall?
0.
Vyvanse?
0.
No. You don't drink any coffee?
No, I don't drink coffee. It's
you drink tea?
No. Only if I'm sick though. Coffee's like the worst.
So this is all natural. You always just have this much energy.
I just always have energy.
I love it. I love it. I wish I had your energy, Max.
Oh man. So what do you guys think? What's your score predictions for the game?
Oh boy, Jake, can you take that one first?
I don't want
Lowski yelling at me again for a second straight week.
Well, I can, but first, Max, I have to play this.
What do you guys' opinion on me doing a backflip through this orange wall?
I don't
By the
know.
way, can I just say something? I love Max. I love him.
The man. He's the man.
Like I love him. I actually agreed with basically everything he said too, which is a rarity on this show, Jake.
Max is great. One of the
great.
all-time legends.
He's great.
Someone said, of course, he's got energy. He's 14. Mad Max is in college, man. He's a sophomore in college. He's calling in, telling us about all the ladies that he's interacting with at these frat parties of his.
So Jake, I'll now that you filled, I have 26-17 Tampa. I just don't see the Jet defense getting enough stops in this game. That's what it comes.
Only
down
17 points on offense.
Yeah, I think they should be able to. This Tampa defense is not that good, Jake. They're not that good. The Jets should be able to score in this game. I just don't think they're going to get enough stops. So yeah, that's what I got. I got 26-17. I wouldn't touch the spread. I think that number's exactly where it needs to be. At 6.5 or 7.
I would pick the Bucks, but I think the Jets cover. I don't have a score just yet. I do think the Jets are in a game. Now,
look, if you told me the Jets lost a heartbreaker like 24-20, I wouldn't be shocked. Wouldn't be shocked by that. I wouldn't be stunned if the Jets won the game, Jake. Like, the defense, I can't.
God Bowl special. And the Bucks have not been 3-0 in 15 years. There's a chance.
Jake, other than the Miami game next week, where I am 100% picking the Jets to beat the Dolphins, regardless of what happens with both teams this week. Like, I'm picking the Jets against Miami because I think Miami's dreadful in every which way. Against good teams, it's hard to pick the Jets to win outright until their defense proves they can actually stop anyone.
Jeff, before we get to the next call here, a little recap of Neil's phone call, courtesy of Boomtown. 1, asked if Jeff golfs. 2, compliments Jeff on his weight loss. 3, takes offense to being called a mush and threatens Jeff. 4, happy the Jets lost last week because they'll play good this week. 5, questions Justin Fields' concussion. 6, thinks Mike Evans is a great matchup for Sauce. 7, can't convince wife to go to Tampa. 8, mother-in-law is on her deathbed. He only used 8 of his 13 points in that call.
Who did this recap that quickly?
Boomtown emailed me this.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Now, I will say, Boom kind of did Neil dirty with he's happy the Jets lost last week. Now, Neil's saying he's happy they lost the way they did if they were going to lose because he thinks they'll come out motivated against Tampa. That's what he was implying. This makes it read like Neil's happy they got their doors blown off by the Bills. Anyway,
that's really freaking good. That's really good.
All right. We'll do a couple more with Jeff that he's going to run. Why don't we take a call from an extraordinary man?
Extraordinary day today. Just extraordinary. Truly extraordinary. This is truly extraordinary. I mean, it's extraordinary. It is extraordinary. 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 That's extraordinary. It's quite extraordinary, actually.
Before you start, Bud Crawford, easiest bet we've won all year. Easiest one we've won all year.
Crawford by decision was free money. If you didn't take it, Jake took it. I feel bad for you.
The fact that 2 judges had it 7-5 was disgraceful.
We said that though. I had 11-1. What round you gave him? Do you remember what round you gave him?
Oh boy. I have it on social. I gave Canelo one of the last 4 rounds, and then I think round 5 or round 4, somewhere
5 and 9, 5 and 9,
5 and 8, 5 and 10, 5 and 9, 5 and 9. I think
5 and 9.
Yeah.
After 10, the fight was even on the card. Crawford needed to win the last 2 rounds. It's
nonsense.
This is not Mahomes getting the flag. This is not Braun getting the whistle in the 4th quarter. This is beyond all reason. He lost. I had 11-1. You had 10-2. That's about right. Everyone I speak to had somewhere between 12-0 and 9-3. No one had it closer than that. And 2 of the 3 people who count had 7-5. it was even on 2 of the 3 cards after 10. It's like this is a
Crazy.
crime in Italy.
Crazy.
My mom told me if you do that in Sicily, you go to jail. That is insane. But that was easy money. Also, 2 weeks ago, you told me the Saints were in quarterback hell. Do you still believe that?
100%. I don't care that he's.
Stop.
I don't care. I don't care that he's played well at home. Do it on the road at Seattle, and I have New Orleans getting clocked this week.
Look, they'll probably lose, but he'll play just fine. New Orleans is god awful.
You don't want to say with the Saints. The Saints have perfected the really horrible Jet teams in this run, where the Saints are going, and the Jets play in New Orleans. What, week 15 or week 16? It's late, right, Jake?
December 21st. I'm going to the game. Yeah,
super late. That will be a game between, well, if the Jets don't get their act together, that could be a game where the Jets win and the Saints end up with the better draft position, where something like that could happen. But again, I don't want to get too far down the road. I really hope the Jets don't go in the tank like that.
Shout out to Valetti here. Rattler's better than Fields. He's also better than Caleb Williams, which is what I said when they were.
You guys are both wrong, but that's okay.
All right. Does this the Jets were plus 240 on the money line on Monday?
Yeah.
Has it moved at all since then with Tyrod? And if so, in what direction?
Stand by. Let me check the line, courtesy of our sponsor, FanDuel.
It probably moved to 220 or 230.
But it's plus 260. Jets 6.5. Plus 260 on the money line.
Again, I that number really hasn't changed since Tyrod went in. But spread number, it was 6.5. They took the 7. They took the 7 yesterday before Fields was ruled out, and it's been 6.5 for about 24 hours now.
I got 24-14 Tampa. That's my. So I'm taking the under. I love the under in this. Go the under. And then but I'm a boxing guy. My football bets. I would not take my football advice. Just putting that out there. But I definitely like the under. I wanted to comment on 2 things that Neil said. First, he weighed 100 pounds in kindergarten. He said, or first grade. What the hell did he say?
First grade. He said
100 pounds in first grade. I graduated high school. I was 125 pounds. So I had 25 pounds on him when I graduated. When he was in first grade, that's extraordinary. What? He's not particularly tall. How the hell did he weigh 100 pounds in first grade? My kids are
out of my head, but I'm going to
near
refrain from.
That's extraordinary. And congratulations on a weight loss. Keep it up. You're doing good.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Then the concussion thing, and this is a common misconception. The concussion is caused by the snapping of your neck, not actually hitting your head. It's the snapping of your neck, right? That's why people get in car accidents. They don't hit their head at all, and they get that jerk, and they get a concussion from that. A concussion is your brain rattling in your skull. It's from the snapping of your neck, which is why they
calm your freaky down.
Oh, don't be talking about it. No,
I don't even.
On.
All right. I don't even know what that was for.
Calm your freaky down.
You use the word jerk. This is not that. This is YouTube, not that other site with red in its title.
Lay off the porn. Lay off the porn. I don't even.
Calm your freaky down.
Porn is degenerate. Stay away from porn. But that's why they removed headgear from the Olympics. They found out the headgear made no difference in brain injuries or concussions. None. Zero. It was so they just removed it. But yeah, as far as head injuries, I take this personally. So you should sit the guy down for a minimum of 2 weeks if he has a concussion, and then re-examine him.
What if he's cleared? What if he's cleared on Wednesday next week?
I'm telling you what I would do. I care about the human being, right? And it's also a team sport, so he's going to have extra motivation to come back for his teammates. If someone's got a concussion, I think there should be a 2-week window. We will re-examine you in 2 weeks. I don't want you practicing. I don't want you doing anything. You're sitting down for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we'll re-examine you. It's your brain, bro. It's not your ankle. It's not a calf. It's your brain. Like, you can come back from calf, leg, arm injuries. You can't come back from a brain injury. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get one brain, and you can't go in there and do arthroscopic surgery on your brain. So it's just, I know the guys want to play, but at a certain point, there's got to be an adult in the room that's saying, no, you're not going to play. Life is bigger than football, and you're going to need your brain for the rest of your life, right?
Wow, so, Gary winning people over in the chat today with this take.
I got serious brain injuries. I have epilepsy. I have stage 3 dementia from boxing. Right? It's personal to me. Like brain injuries, they're personal to me. You should never rush someone back from a brain injury. I would say Tua should retire. Like he's already made $70 million guaranteed. Just retire.
He loves football.
Football's going to carry till maybe you're 35, 40 if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
That's a young man. You got 40 more years of life if you take care of yourself after that. So you've made your
knockouts not matter if you land enough jabs?
Well, knockouts matter. Knockdowns don't matter.
Okay. For those who have never seen Gary box, here's some live footage.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
What a moment. Jeff, this was one of your better appearances despite the Jets debacle. Well done.
Oh, I mean, it's always good. Hey, I got time for one more if you want to get a CG on there.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Charles Eugene M. Gorman.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Charles.
I will have to agree with a lot of people. Wilkes has been a major disappointment coaching the defense this year so far. The defense looks, I wouldn't just say they're bad. They look incompetent. They don't know what the hell they're doing a lot of the times. Brandon Steven keeps falling on his ass. It's embarrassing, man. And Tony Adams, I'm not the biggest Tony Adams fan. Haven't been these last couple of years. It's been bad on the defense side of the ball. Tanner Angstrom, he had one great game last week. Week 1, excuse me. Not a very good game, obviously, this past Sunday. I'm actually glad Tyrod is starting because I've always liked Tyrod. I know he came in garbage time on Sunday. Originally, I wanted him to be the starter for the season, but of course, the Jets signed Justin Fields for 2 years, $40 million, correct?
That is correct, Charles.
That's correct.
So, nothing against Justin Fields, it's just that I like Tyrod. You know, he's a veteran quarterback. He's been the starter in this league before.
Is that a new tank top, Charles? I've never seen you wear that color.
No, I've had this for a while.
Really?
You just haven't seen me. You haven't seen me wear a brown tank top?
I have not.
Interesting.
Usually you're in your classic home whites.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I like to show up with my whites. Wait, that sounded racist. I'm sorry.
Charles, what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, everybody. In case you, I also came on here to, in case you haven't seen my short, Shane Michelle promo alert. My grandmother passed away.
So you came on here to promote the unfortunate passing of your grandma passing away?
No, in case anyone hasn't seen it, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry to hear that, Charles.
Well, I am very sorry to hear that. We know that she was a big viewer of the show, right?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay, we'll take it. I'm sorry to hear that, Charles. She lived an incredible life, though. She really did.
Yeah, she passed away an hour after me, my father, my Uncle Brian, my cousin Sarah, my aunt Rose visited her an hour after we visited her yesterday. So
you got to say goodbye, though. That's great.
Yeah, but yeah, she lived a great life.
Nick Shine writes in, make sure to watch Charles' video about his grandma passing. Also, make sure to like and subscribe.
Thank you, Nick Shine. So yeah, it sucks. I know. Thank you those for sharing your thoughts and prayers in the comment section in the chat. Thank you very much.
Charles, was her dying wish for a Jet win on Sunday?
She's not a sports fan. She never was. Damn. My grandfather was. Unfortunately, fortunately for you guys, he was a Giants fan, but he's been gone since 2016. So don't worry about it.
So he saw the 2 most recent Super Bowls, though.
Of course, and we called him about both.
Good for him.
We're very happy.
Some questions. We have this one from Luppy. Are you in the will, Charles?
I don't know about that. I'm not in charge of the will. I love my grandmother very much. She was a good woman.
Only good, not great?
Jake, come on now.
I'm just asking. Charles, come on.
Good, great. She was a great woman. Fine. Better now, Jake.
Thank you, Charles. I feel much better.
As for the score prediction this upcoming Sunday.
What a segue. Go ahead.
I think the Jets should be a lot more competitive with Tyrod Taylor than with Justin Fields. Tyrod has been a lot more consistent as a starting quarterback than what Justin Fields has done so far in his NFL career. I'm going to say 31-27 Jets. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both defenses have been Tampa Bay's defense, they can get to the quarterback, but they are not very good, in my opinion, Tampa Bay on defense, even though Todd Bowles is a very good defensive-minded coach. But as you can see, I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. And hopefully the Jets can either call the turnover, whether it's a fumble or get an interception.
Charles, great call. We're all sorry for your loss, but great job. And keep calling in. All right, buddy?
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
I loved my grandma. Anyway, Tyrod Taylor, this offense, they're going to light it up on Sunday. What a segue. That's why he's the number 1 overall seed in last year's tournament.
He's one of a kind, my friend. He's one of a kind. What a caller. What a caller. Jake, as Maniacs, enjoy Tampa. Enjoy yourselves. Hopefully you bring home a Jet victory. If not, at least you all would have had a nice amount of adult beverages in Tampa, Florida. So,
as usual, Jeff, I can't promise you that the game will be great, but everything leading up to the game will be outstanding.
I'm sure it will be. See you all next Wednesday, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Jeff Parles in his weekly spot. Check out Jeff's show, Sports by the Book. You can watch it on YouTube every day. Follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff Parles. He's talking football, baseball, whatever's going on in sports from a gambling angle day in, day out. Tom D checks in with a super chat. Rest in peace to Beast the Meatball. He will be missed by some. I'm told that Beastbreaker could be back, that it's only a temporary retirement, that he's not actually even retiring. He's just on vacation. That's what I was told. Now, do I know when Beast is going to return exactly? I'd be lying if I said I did. I don't. But do I think he's going to be back? I find it hard to believe that this would be the end of Beastbreaker. I don't think he would do that to this community.
You could kiss my big, big ass. Woo!
I just don't see it happening. Now, do I see Beastbreaker being a part of today's show? Probably not. But do I see him being a part of an upcoming show? The answer to that is absolutely.
I am not a meatball.
All right, he's not leaving just yet. On that note, let's get to more of your calls. Here's a short clip of that Beast was nice enough to send in of him on vacation.
With a fart and a groan, Beast is off to parts unknown. Where will he go? No one knows. But he's saying goodbye to all his woes. Yes, sir, he's going on vacation. Forget the dangerous alliance formation.
Boom boom bop, beam boom bop, beam boom bop.
No one jumping on the bed or Harry Potter and his hat. It's time to enjoy a life less problematic. It's gotten real darn quiet in the attic.
Oh my God. The funniest part about that is that was sent to me and it was, hey, this is footage of Beast on vacation. I didn't vet it. And it's not Gator who made that, by the way, folks. But it's so good that people think it's Gator. Gator did not make that. This guy, the guy who's been sending me the Harry Potter stuff and that, for example, he wants to remain anonymous. So I'm respecting it. That is not Gator. How amazing. Gator says, not my work. Amazing. All right, let's get back to your calls here. And I haven't plugged it in a while, but we are giving away a Quinnen Williams jersey at the end of the show. So gift a membership if you want to enter. We got 3 signed footballs as part of our Tuesday weekly raffle for next week. Signed Corbett, signed Sauce, and sign Darrelle Revis are the top prizes. On that note, to your calls, we continue to go to, and we say hello to Out East Pete. Pete, where you been, man?
What's up, Jake?
You
Can
still
hear
out
me
east?
all right?
Yes, sir.
I'm out east in traffic, heading out east.
Love it.
So I was at the game on Sunday. It was pretty cool. One of my buddies has a connection there, so we got to go on the field for pregame. That was pretty cool. Next to all the players, was chopping it up with Method Man. We were both hyped up, a little anxious, and then it all turned to crap. Yeah, everything was great before the game started, but it was a disgrace, man. It was
Yeah,
bad.
great
I
weather at
left
least.
early.
That's the only positive. You know, like how many games have we seen where it's just raining and miserable? At least the weather was great all day.
Yeah, it was actually hot. We were getting scorched up there, but that being said, I kind of have 2 points. I saw Justin take that hit, and I was like, I think he just got injured, and sure enough, he was concussed. But the first point being with Justin, I know we're talking about an NFL QB here, but what to work in game one, baby passes, right? Get him into the game. I think making him throw that 25-yard kind of post for the first pass set him up for failure a little bit. Like the first game, he had a wobbly first pass or two until he got into it, and then he was pretty accurate for the rest of the game. So I think he's the type of quarterback that you need to ease him into the game a little bit, into the passing game at least, or else he gets kind of shaken off his beam. And then the second point, I never want to doubt my Jets, but I'm not feeling too good about this one with the Bucks. I thought really the most crucial game of the season was game one. I thought if they could win that game, I had their ceiling at like 10, 11 wins. Now it's down to about 8. I didn't have them winning Bills. I didn't have them winning Bucks. But if they could just get through this stretch and not get demoralized, I think they can still, like, their ceiling is still 8 or 9 games. The schedule really opens up. I know we've kind of been talking about that. But I think they have potential as long as they have to shut out the Dolphins and the Patriots. If they can do that, there's still hope. Like for their record this season, I think they could still go positive. But that's all
There's
I got.
still a lot
Jake.
of
Thanks
winnable
for taking
games,
the call.
Pete. Yeah, no problem, Pete. There's still a lot of winnable
Yeah.
games. So I never thought they were going to win 10, but I still think they can get to like the 6 or 7 that most people had them at. It's just, they're going to have to win some games they're not supposed to
Yeah,
win.
I had him a little higher. But again, I don't think things really change much with Tyrod going in this week. It would probably be the same outcome regardless. But I hope Justin can get healthy and we can see what he's made out of. But I was looking forward to the season. I think I'm a little higher. I was a little higher on them than most people, but I think they can still get to 8 or 9 if they can close out, if they can go 2-0 against the Patriots and Dolphins.
Now, Pete, people in the chat are loving your mustache. Leon even wrote in that you look like an 80s porn star. Your thoughts?
I get that. I get the 80s porn star. I get worst undercover narc there is, and firefighter. Those are my top 3.
Tremendous. Well, Pete, you're the man. Good to hear from you. And
Good to
we
talk
will
to you,
talk
Jake.
soon, all right?
Take care.
Out East Pete checking in. Pete, a good dude. He was in Vegas with us, I remember, a couple of years ago. He's been to a couple of the watch parties, rap parties. Always good to get Pete on. More of your calls, ladies and gentlemen. We got a who's who on the line right now. Let's check in with a guy who is actually getting a haircut as we speak. Carlos the Barber is next. What's up, Los?
What's going on, Jet fans? How y'all doing?
How you doing?
Listen, we are here fading him up. And the most important thing, I'm going to be nice to him, even though he's a Philadelphia Eagle. Fly, baby, fly.
Wow. Must be nice.
I contemplated.
Give him the tush push. Shove him out of the chair.
The tush push on the hairline.
Hey, don't hate that we can do it better than anybody else.
But yeah,
I love
just
it.
wanted to call in, see everybody, see how y'all doing. I feel very confident, honestly, with the Tyrod Taylor starting. I know it's probably not the sexiest looking thing, but I think that he's definitely competent enough to go out there and win us a game. So At the end of the day, if we do not force any kind of turnovers, we're gonna have a rough time all year. It's crazy to me that we cannot force a turnover, not a fumble, not an interception, nothing.
Well, that's a huge problem, Los. I mean, the defense has talent. They've been gashed through the first 2 weeks. They've been and like this was a problem last year, though, right? Like they weren't gashed like this, but they never forced turnovers. Now they're just bad all around. They don't force turnovers, and they're giving up 30 plus points in the first 2 weeks. So for them to win Sunday, they're gonna have to turn the Bucks over once, if not twice. You got to get your team extra possessions when you're this type of underdog.
I agree completely, man. But I think, these are the kind of games that you're not supposed to win, but then you probably go in there and win. So all we can do is keep our hopes up. We definitely don't need to be 0-3.
I agree. And look, you look at the Bucks, they're 2-1 after 3 games every season since 2020, which means they're due to lose this one if that trend holds.
Come on now.
Los, keep up the great work. You are a man of many talents. You could deliver takes and haircuts at the same time.
All right now. Appreciate y'all, man.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
How about that call, huh? We got the greatest callers. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean is next. Hey, Sean.
Hey, what up, Jake? How you doing?
I'm good, Sean. How are you?
Kind of caught me off guard.
I love the
A little
glasses,
bit.
Sean. Those are new.
Yeah, I'm a shade man. But
They kind of look like 3D glasses. Like if you go to the movie theater and you want to watch a movie in 3D.
yeah. I go for exotic kind of kinds where it's not expected. But with the Jets, man, I think we could go into Tampa and beat their asses. I'm not just saying that because I'm drinking, but I really think that we have Aaron Glenn is gonna spice these guys up, be like, put it it's and get them motivated, get them, charged. And I think that he can do it this week. And I think that Tampa Bay is, on a 2-win streak, and they're looking over the Jets kind of probably.
How do I know
real.
you're not just saying that because you're drunk?
I don't know, Jake, we got to go with the mind it takes us,
Do you believe the Jets are going to win Sunday?
Rationally, yeah.
Hey, you inspired Dylan. He says, I'm not just saying that because I'm drinking is my new pickup line.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
He's going to be
That
getting
should be
ladies all weekend in Tampa now because of you, Sean.
There should be bumper stickers, saying that. But basically, I really do think that we can go into Tampa and win. I really do.
Do you think you look more like Jason Kelce, Travis Kelce, or Ryan Fitzpatrick? Those have been the 3 names I've seen the most in the chat.
I said Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'd go with Ryan, because he was an ex-Jet. But Ryan, man, he was the last one to try this close to take us to the playoffs, man.
Yeah, and then he stunk in the last game against Buffalo. That could have got him in.
Against Rex Ryan, it was deflating. It was deflating. Why is it always our ex people to always make humiliate us, in a certain way?
It hurts.
And then we get a backflip from Elijah Moore, so it's man, I just want to slap the shit out of. Why can't the Jets? I want to be outside with my jersey and my gear. And be yeah, I'm a proud Jets, fan. But I can't because we always get sillied. But oh my God, Jake. But I appreciate you. You with your content, and you keep going, you keep thriving, no matter what.
Sean, where do you live again?
I live in Maine.
Oh, you're in. I was gonna say, are you going to any games this year? I want to crack open a cold beverage with you, Sean.
No. There's a bunch of obviously Patriot fans up here. I moved. So weird. I moved up to Patriot country before Brady. Started getting. He got his because that Mo Lewis hit, and like he got his first start. It was almost the same time frame, when I moved here. So it was like, wow. It was, um and ever since then I've been up here like thinking like, am I cursed? Like I was thinking it was me.
How many tall boy natty ices you putting down today, Sean?
Let me see. I put down 5 natty daddies.
Natty daddies, you put down 5 so far today?
Yeah, it was like 25 ounces.
Nice.
Cans. Yeah.
What time you go to work tomorrow?
It's like 8%. No, I don't work tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow.
Nice. A little Wednesday into Thursday. You got to put them down.
I work
Love it.
Friday morning. Yeah.
I love that.
I'm
for you,
good with
Sean.
that. Huh?
I said I love that for you.
Thanks, man. No, I don't really, because I've been like haven't been on for like 3 days. I've been working a lot.
We
This
miss
past
you.
2-3 days. Nobody misses me. No.
That's not true. I miss you.
Jake. Oh my God.
Sean, when you don't call in, my day is not as good as it could be. I want you to know that.
Oh, you're making me feel like wholehearted, like there's a void in me that's being filled. But I don't know, Jake, I really think that and I wanted to go on that voyage, but I can't go on that voyage if we end up like 1 in fucking 16. I can't do it. But because I'll end up throwing a motherfucker sorry, my cursing. I'll end up throwing somebody over, the rail.
I'll tell you what. I think on Sunday, the Jets are going to manifest your energy and get a win, all right?
I think so. I really feel it, man. I really feel this win. But all right, Jake. Peace out. Love you. And
Sean Fitzpatrick, everybody. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. I just saw a picture of Tyrod Taylor throwing in the rain. I've never been more convinced the New York Jets are winning in Tampa Bay. More of your calls. And then, reminder, we are going to give away a Quinnen Williams jersey. We only have 13 members that have entered so far. I'm going to gift 5 shortly. That's right. Yours truly is going to gift 5. And if anyone gets a membership from me, you're entered in the raffle. And you're entered in the weekly raffle for the signed Revis football, Sauce football, and Cribette football. So paying it forward to the community. That's what we're all about here. Here we go. More calls. Legends on the line.
I think when Tyrod hoists the Lombardi Trophy at the end of the year, it's all going to be worth it,
I could feel the greatness coming.
Yeah.
Vinny 98 season loading. Jets were 0-2. They went to Vinny, and the rest is history.
That's right. And, when Neil was telling Gary that he weighed 100 pounds in first grade, I think that was hyperbole,
Well done.
So I was never a big fan of, Baker Mayfield, even when he was embarrassing us his rookie year. And he turned it around, and I was wrong about it. And I was never a big Todd Bowles guy. I think the jury's still out on that a little bit. He's got the best team in a bad division, and he's still hovering around 500 with them, right? So I mean, they can be had. They've got some issues, injury issues. It's just a matter of can we get our heads out of our asses and kind of get back to more game 1 than game 2. Especially with the offense and the defense. I mean, something's got to give there, right? Like we expect a little bit more, and I don't know if it's the new scheme or, we're overrating our own players, or, Brandon Stevens is really that bad, or, Mooge's failure to address the D-line is really coming back to bite us sooner than we expected. But this is and obviously an important game for us. And this is it's something where something like this where Tyrod, if he provides a spark, might be able to turn the season around a little bit, and kind of give the players a little bit hope to at least build on the win total from last year and show that we're building towards something. I don't know that we're making the playoffs this year. I don't know that we're gonna go on a 4 or 5 game winning streak, but I want to get to a point where we're competitive in every game, and if Glenn can do that in year 1, we're going to be on the right track. And finally, Gary was totally head injuries. He was totally accurate about that, and I think that Charles looks great in his tank top, even though it does look like it's a little filthy.
Kyle, excellent job. Kyle hit on everything. That's the greatness of having Kyle later in the show, because then he can give more opinions on everything. Usually Kyle is one of the first people on hold, which is why he usually is near the top of the show. Hey, I just gifted 5 memberships. So 5 people are going to be entered in our Quinn and Williams jersey raffle coming up shortly. But first, since I gifted 5 memberships, that means I get to play a video. So here's the video that I shall play.
Yeah, it is.
Izzy Blanco, you're a channel member. Also, Chris NJ75. Who else got one? Will M, you're a channel member. Will Monahan, shout out to you, my good friend. Estevan, you're a channel member. And then Eric Schmidt, you are a channel member. You're all entered in the raffle. Black Gypsy has gifted another channel membership. He's gunning for a prize today. He gifted a membership that went to listener Lou Rodriguez. So Black Gypsy, your second gifted membership of the show. Well done, sir. Home stretch here. Last chance to get your comment read. We got a couple calls left. C with a super chat. In my opinion, regardless of how Tyrod plays Sunday, they go back to Fields when healthy. Thinking otherwise is setting yourself up to be disappointed. Go Jets. I don't know. I don't think it's a given. What if Tyrod looks great? You think you're just definitely going back to Justin Fields? I think Glenn's trying to win games. Now, you're probably right, C, but I don't think it's as much of a foregone conclusion as you. I think it depends how they look. Like, if they win an ugly game on Sunday and the defense plays great, then sure, they could probably just go back to Justin Fields. But if Tyrod is, like, playing well, maybe they give him another week. Why not? I would. I don't know Justin Fields anything. He's under contract for next year. He's in his 5th year. Like, let's see. Sean is called back in. Everything okay, Sean? I know you said you put down already 5 drinks, so I just want to check in with you here because I see you called back.
Okay, Gator. I respect Gator, for what he does for the channel and everything. He helps you and makes, Speaker, he makes you money, through his content. But
well, he makes the show more fun for everyone.
Well, yeah, he produces, cash.
It sounds like there's a butt coming.
For him to basically call me out and say that, it must, his first beer. I've had my first beer before. It must be nice.
I think he made your first beer today. He knows that you've been drinking since what? You came out of the womb?
No, he don't know me. Gator don't know me. He don't know where I come from. He don't like how much I fucking drank exactly. For him to make a statement like that, it's like, okay, oh, I had my first beer too. Like, what does that mean, dude? Like, dude, I'm 47 years old. I've been doing this for a long time.
You were honestly, I look at it like this: Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, Sean on YouTube, Born to Drink. Is that fair?
Let me see. That's cool. Yeah, I would say that's pretty fair.
Beast Breaker, Born to Eat.
Beastbreaker, man, I want to hang out with Beastbreaker, because he's stuck in the 90s, and I could get down with that dude. But
Gator says, "I'm sorry, Sean. I was just joking, pal. No offense. Please accept my apology."
all right, Gator, that's cool. I just, I'm a good guy, I drink, but you know what is crazy? That I'm more like a better person when I'm drinking. When I'm sober, I'm miserable. Like I don't want to talk to nobody. It's a challenge. But when I'm drinking, I could like have conversations with people, open conversations, and relate more. It's something I gotta get over, man. It's a sickness. But no, Gator, I'm not trying to like Gator's awesome. I love Gator. He brings a lot of good content to your channel. It's just the I've had a beer too one time. But come on, man. Like,
Well, Sean, it's all love in the chat. You got to know though, the chat likes to mess with people we like. It's a sign of love.
yeah, I just get very, oh man, I'm very short tempered. But I gotta I'm working on it, the short fuse part. But I love you guys, I'm trying not to take anything too serious, and peace out, Jake. And I love that you took my second call.
Sean, job well done. And yes, we don't take many things very seriously around here.
I got gas right now.
Anyway, more calls. Mike Drop is on the line. Mike Drop, what do you got for us?
Hey, Jake. I haven't had a chance to call in since Michael Clemens cost us a game. So I want to call in and put a little tab up for that for one down. I think that was kind of the crux of the game at that point, and we're not getting anywhere back into it. So I also want to talk about first. I don't remember anywhere.
The internet got the best of you, Mike. Try again. In the meantime, let's get back to more of your calls right now on our show. Yeti's on the line. Hey, Yeti.
Dude, wow, I just put that in. You're here? I wasn't even out of my truck yet. All right, hold on. I'm live, local.
Yeti, thank you for the time. Can't hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lut Man is on the line.
No, listen, I'm better drunk too. I just got to say these sunglasses make me a better person too. The fact that I have a ceiling fan over my head makes me a better person too. Let's drink to that, Jake. We ain't drinking to anybody's wins this year so far. Hopefully Tampa is better. I just got to say that these sunglasses just make me feel a little bit better. What do you think, Jake?
Was your wife's sunglasses there? Not him?
Yes, not him.
I could tell.
Not him. Yes, they are. And I am still on probation, but I'm not Luppy. I am not him. Just want to say, Jake, drinking makes me better. Yes, and she's in the other room, and I will probably not be able to call you later, but just got to say, better when I'm drunk. And thank you for the call.
Luppy, thank you. I mean, sorry, not him.
You get the fuck out.
Amazing. I believe Mike Drop is parked. I think we'll hear him this time. Hello, Mike.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me this time?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I don't know what all you got for my first one, so I'll start over.
You were mad about Clemens. That's where you were.
I was mad about Clemens. I usually am. I think most people are at this point, and we should just be done with him. But I remember calling a couple weeks ago saying he's going to cost us a game, and I think he did. Because after that, it kind of just went all downhill and sandbagged from there. But I did want to talk about something I hadn't talked about or seen anybody really talk about much, and that was the personal foul from their safety, I think on Garrett Wilson, when he picked him up and slammed him. I don't remember where it was. It was after the game was well over. But I don't like the response we had, I guess. So that was the time that we actually responded like we would if it was a tie game, which is let the penalty happen to get the 15 yards. But at that point, the game was over. So I think we should have sent them a message and get one back. Make sure that they know they can't target one of our receivers and throw them like that. So I hadn't heard anybody talk about it. So do you remember that play, or was I too inebriated at that point and made something?
Well, there were multiple examples where I thought the receivers just didn't block well. I mean, it was collectively just horrendous.
Talking about the personal foul that we had. Yeah, I was talking about the personal foul.
Are you talking about Clemens?
Their safety picked up our receiver. No, that was after that. It was like third or fourth quarter. One of their safeties slammed our receiver after he caught the ball and got it unsportsmanlike. And our guys just ran over and kind of got in his face and took the 15 yards.
Yeah.
But at that point, I would.
Oh, Mike, you poor bastard. Internet's not working. Try calling in for your laptop, Mike, if possible. I don't know what you do for a living. You might have a job where you're in the car all day. You're talking about the Garrett Wilson play now. Yeah, I was trying to flush out the game from last week. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Jets wanted to get a penalty. So, like, they went to stick up for Garrett, but they didn't hit him. Ladies and gentlemen, we need a soothing presence before we wrap the show. And a reminder, last chance to get in our Quinn Williams raffle. All right, well, Nate, you know, why don't we do this? Both Williams brothers, even though Quincy hasn't been as good as Q has been, Quincy and Quinnen jersey raffle. You pick which one you want. 95 or 56. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit. Hi, Jake.
Hello, David.
Boy, I'll tell you what's on my mind. I mean, you don't want to see injuries and all that. Oh, and you have to excuse me. I'm a little under the weather right now.
Oh, no. So close to Tampa, David. We need you to get healthy.
No, yeah, I'm getting better. I got my work weekend and I have 6 days off and a couple of days to get better. And if I have to go down there and sit outside of the bar, you know, I'm still going to be there. No. But what's on my mind, Jake, is when I went to see the Jets in Miami last year in December, you know, it was all about I wanted to see Aaron Rodgers play. But in warm-ups, I'm looking at Tyrod Taylor, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, this guy really throws a beautiful ball and everything. I wonder what it would be like to see him in person, you know. So lo and behold, you know, like I said, you don't want to see players get hurt, but so it's going to happen.
David T, is there still stickers on your glasses I'm looking at?
Maybe, because I just got these. I got wait a minute. I don't know, buddy. I don't know where you see stickers. Might be a smudge.
What does it say on the? It says wide frame. Is that not a sticker?
Wait a minute. You're killing me. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. Jake, well, you're a young man. You're on everything. When we get off, I'll get rid of that. Yeah, I get my readers at the dollar store, and and as a matter of fact, I got the highest power I could get, and it's working out real good. But yes, now I see it, and oh my God, we can't get anything past you, can we?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why David T is one of the all-time greats. He can see. Hopefully, he's feeling better by the weekend because we're all excited to meet David T in Tampa, baby.
I got my eye on you. Checkmate me full screen. It's fireball whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
Amazing. I'm like, I think I'm looking at a sticker. David, you gotta drink some Fireball. I'll clear your sinuses up. Call it out. John K. Hey, he is calling his shot in the raffle. He's in for one. Call it out. Good luck. Truly the last chance here to enter the Asmaniac raffle. I'm putting together the names. So what I'm going to do right now is, while I'm doing that, I'm going to get to this last super chat from Adam, who says, when did Tyrod have a better O-line than right now? I'd have to go back and look at some of the Buffalo teams he played on. This might be the best O-line that he's played on, though. I think you can argue it. All right, I was going to play a little press conference sound of Tyrod, but a guy by the name of Ray just called in. So, Ray, you're the closer. Hello, Ray.
Hey, Jake. How are you, buddy?
What's up, Ray?
I'm actually Ray from SRN Sport. Can you hear me all right?
Oh, yes, I can. What's going on, Ray? How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Do you hear me?
Oh, okay. I'm good, buddy. I can hear you now. I'm actually Ray from Sports and Recreation Network, so I appreciate the ads that you did for us the last week, and we're hoping to do some more. But as far as the Jets, I'm actually, when I found out Taylor is starting, I was very happy, because if you go look back at the inconsistencies of the quarterback, I think he really ruined the game against the Bills. I mean, the third down on the first drive, he had Garrett Wilson wide open. That would have really made a difference. And then the second drive, he fumbles the ball. He just didn't have it. And I think having Tyrod Taylor there might just make a difference. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm excited for Taylor to play.
I'll tell you what, I think Tyrod in a one-game vacuum is capable of putting up a solid game. I think like his career, the issues have been long-term, being durable enough to make it through a season. You're asking him to play one game, and I do think the passing attack will show some signs of life this week. It really, to me, is not even about Tyrod if they're going to win, Ray. This defense has to play really well for them to have any chance. They're going to have to turn the Bucs over. They're going to have to make plays. They can't have the coverage bust. I mean, it's enough of how bad the defense has looked the first two games.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. They look horrible. Definitely different from last year. And if you look at, listen, I was a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. I was very upset when they got rid of him. But honestly, I like Fields and this offense. And if Fields can be what he was week one, then I think they got a chance. But I was very scared because third team, 3 years, and the inconsistencies, practice throughout the preseason, and now you saw a 180 from week one to week two. That's the only thing that makes me nervous. But if we can get him going, they'll be a dangerous team in the future.
It's a big if, though. That's the thing, right? That's kind of who Fields has been. That's the problem. Like, he's talented, but he has never been consistent, and we saw that the first two games. He had his best game of his career and then the worst in consecutive weeks. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, it's really hard to believe to go that vastly different, that 180 from week to week. That's what scares me. But I like him in the offense with the Brees and the running game. And you're right. The game plan was horrible because you saw Buffalo stop the run. They knew the run was coming on every play. So got to give Tanner a little bit of time. But I'm going to give this coaching staff some time, and we'll see what happens. But thank you so much for taking my call, and hope to speak with you soon, buddy.
You got it, right. Great call, and good luck with everything you got going on with your company, man. Great to partner with you.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Thanks again, buddy. Appreciate it.
Ray checking in. Good stuff from him there. And I think we broke the streak of people calling in from their cell phones in the car and it dropping or just not sounding good. Ray was great there. Well done. Derek gifting a channel membership. Robin Boy Wonders gifting a channel membership, each in our raffle for one. Home stretch here. I'm literally compiling the names. Spencer Green says, let me in. You're in for two, Spencer. I got you down. Frankie L says, can't wait for this weekend. I'll be at the bar meetup Saturday and the tailgate Sunday. Happy early birthday, Jake. Thank you, Frankie. Tomorrow is my birthday. I would like a win down in Tampa. That's it. Last year, the Jets did win on my birthday. The home opener against the Pats. That was one of the great nights of my life. My birthday was technically the night before or the day before, and then the next day was Fireman Ed's birthday, September 19th. 2024, the Jets kicked the crap out of the Pats last year. They were 2-1, and the best 9 days we had in the Aaron Rodgers era were underway. Truly felt like we had a team. So we'll see. Hopefully the Jets can win this weekend. That'll be a nice birthday present. All right. Do we have all the names compiled? I think we do. For those going to Tampa, I cannot stress this enough. Join my Patreon. It's $6 to join, but if you sign up for the year, not only do you support the show, but you'll save 15% and you get 10 raffle entries in our weekly raffle. But the Discord that we have a full tab of everything you need to know about Tampa. Obviously, there's the 2 events I've been talking about publicly on the show, the bar meetup at Gasper's on Saturday and the tailgate on Sunday. But we got Asmaniacs all over that are planning, dinners and lunches. Some people are getting it on Friday, so there's already some meetups planned for that. So if you're going to Tampa and you want to link up with Jet fans, Asmaniacs who watch this show, who make this show the show, get in my Discord because that is the place to be if you're a regular viewer of this show. I promise you won't regret it. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think it might be time to spin the wheel of champions. Someone's going to win a Quinnen or Quincy Jets jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Ooh, baby. Here we go. All the names are compiled. All of them. But only one can win. If you win, you got to email me, asmanjake@gmail.com. Which player you want, Quinnen or Quincy. Your name. Because some of you have username like JetFan201. That's tough to address. And then what size and color you want the jersey in. Color-wise, you got the 3 options, black, green, or white. On that note, good luck to all. And the winner is Craig Broker. I believe this is Craig's first ever raffle win. Craig, thank you very much for supporting the show. Craig entered the raffle with a 5 spot at 4:30 today. So Craig, thank you. And shoot me an email because I don't have your info, asmanjake@gmail.com, and we'll get that jersey ordered for you so you can rock it hopefully at a Jet game this season. Hit the Jet chant for Craig Broker. All right, that does it for me. Big thanks to Jeff Parles for joining us in his weekly spot on the show. Jeff was outstanding as usual, so if you tuned in late, go back and watch. A lot of hilarity moments with the calls. Neil, Gorman, Gary, Sean. We had a who's who of people calling in, bringing it today. So great show. Great first show this morning with O'Leary. We got Nick Shine on tomorrow at 10 a.m. We got who's my Thursday afternoon? Why am I drawing a blank right now? Who's tomorrow afternoon? It's not Matt because we swapped. Oh, it's DT. Duh, Dylan. Dylan is tomorrow at 4:30. And then Friday we have Fireman Ed in the morning, Nick Faria in the afternoon. Just a little look ahead. And then I go to Tampa. Saturday, post-game show, probably about an hour after the Jet game ends. I got to get back to my hotel room. And then we will set up and hopefully be talking about a win. I might do it from the lobby and try and get a bunch of Asmaniacs on it. The Wi-Fi is good in there, but we'll figure that out if we need to. My bad, Dylan. I'm having major brain fog. I've been talking too much this week. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. All right. I'm done here. Thanks again, everyone who watched. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Jake Asman Show. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Jets. Can you give us a little boxing tutorial on the show?
So the jab, that's a 1. Right cross.
You think you take Beastbreaker?
I'm pretty sure I could beat Beastbreaker in a fight.
What gives you the confidence?
The physical appearance of Beastbreaker and having been in countless fights.
What do you mean the physical appearance?
He can't get out of bed.
That's not true. He definitely can get out of bed. He's up. Yeah.
Training 101. Welcome to my class, Gary.
Hey, you did get out of bed. Good for you.
Get up, sunshine! Ah! I think it's called fear, son. I think it's called fear.
Yeah. Sit down before you have a heart attack, beast.
That's scary enough to knock one out. Come look with you, little fuck. I got something for you. Come on down. Who's next? Come on. Who wants a little?
He looks to be in great physical condition.
Yeah, baby.
Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. The enemy confront you, he's the enemy. Just bring it all you got. You're all just a bunch of little babies with no guts.
I mean, I learned a lot there, Gary.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get gonorrhea and kiss on the cheek. Yeah. Oh, I got gonorrhea. Oh my God, I got gonorrhea. Kiss my cheek. Gonorrhea. You have to have sex to have gonorrhea.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.